Welcome to Happy Healthy Living with Yvonne Douglas. My name is Doug, and today we're going to make these delicious carrot cake cupcakes with cream cheese icing. Yum. You don't want to miss it. Stay tuned. Okay, so let's talk about all the ingredients we're going to need to make our delicious carrot cake cupcakes. All right, first we're going to need 1 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour, a half a cup of granulated sugar, half a cup of brown sugar, light brown sugar. We have 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking soda, half a teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of salt, 1/4 of a teaspoon of ground nutmeg. Then we're going to need 3/4 of a cup of pure vegetable oil, 2 large eggs, 2 tablespoons of whole milk, 1 1/2 teaspoons of pure vanilla extract, and we also need 1 1/2 cups of chopped up carrot, very fine, and half cup of pecans. These are finely chopped pecans. For our cream cheese, we're going to need approximately 4 cups of powdered sugar, half teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract, 1 8-ounce block of Philadelphia original cream cheese, and 1 stick or half cup of unsalted butter. Now, all this needs to be room temperature. Very important that your cream cheese, your butter, the eggs, all should be room temperature before you start baking. And of course, you'll need a mixer. I have this really pretty cupcake stand here that I'm going to display the cupcakes on. You'll need cupcake wrappers, and of course, cupcake baking pans. All right, let's start baking. Okay, so we're back. So now we're going to start to make our delicious cupcakes. Now, the very first thing I want to do is get all my dry ingredients, and I'm going to whisk them all together in your mixer bowl. Okay, so I'm going to start with my flour. Remember, that was 1 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour. And then I'm going to add my sugar. That's a half cup of white granulated sugar and a half cup of light brown sugar. I'm going to add my 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, my 3/4 teaspoon of baking soda, my half teaspoon of baking powder, my half teaspoon of salt, and my 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. So once I have all that, I'm just going to get my whisk and just whisk it together. Very simple, just like that. Very easy. Now I'm going to stir in my 3/4 cup of pure vegetable oil. And I'm just going to do that with a wooden spoon. Just stir that oil in. Now I'm going to add it to my mixer. I'm going to add my 2 eggs. And I always like to crack my eggs, not always, but most of the time, crack my eggs separately just to make sure I don't get any shells. There have been times when I took chances. I'm going to add my 2 tablespoons of milk. And my 1 1/2 teaspoons of pure vanilla extract. Okay, very nice. Now I'm just going to mix that together, stir that together. Okay, once that's stirred together, we're going to add our carrots. Remember that was 1.5 cups of finely chopped carrot. And then you want your 1/2 cup of finely chopped pecans. Just stir that together. That looks good. Make sure it's stirred in well. And we're going to add it to our cupcake wrappers. Now I'm just using these parchment paper wrappers, and I'm going to be using a scoop. This scoop is approximately 2 inches in diameter, and you want to fill it sort of like 2/3 of the way up or 3/4 of the way up. You want to leave some space because they will rise, okay? They will get larger. All right, and I think that looks good. Okay, let me start filling my cupcake wrappers. Okay, so I got my scoop here, and one of these scoops is just enough for this cupcake wrapper. All right, so notice it kind of goes 3/4 of the way up. Very easy. So I'm going to continue filling my cupcake wrappers. And then we're going to put them in the oven. That's 350 degrees. You have to preheat your oven 350 degrees. And let them bake for around 20 minutes. Okay, so it's been 20 minutes, and notice I'm going to be testing it with a toothpick. If the toothpick comes out clean, then you know it's done. Now you want to transfer them to a cooling rack, and I'm just using some tongs to transfer them and let them cool completely. Okay, so we have our cupcakes out of the oven and they are perfect. So it took mine exactly 20 minutes, but you really want to test yours because every oven is different. And we're going to let them cool completely on that cooling rack. And while they are cooling, we can start making our frosting, our cream cheese frosting, that is. Now, a couple of things. Make sure from start to finish that you, even before, leave your cream cheese out so it gets room temperature, and also your butter. Very important that these two are very soft. Okay, and then we have our powdered sugar here. We're going to be using 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract and then 1/2 teaspoon of salt. All right, and just to let you know, to decorate it, you could decorate it however you want. It would be really cute if you had like little carrots that are edible, you know, those little confections. I didn't have that. So I was like, what can I do? So I had some white shimmering sugar. White shimmering sugar, try saying that 10 times fast, and some orange food coloring. So what I did was I just kind of put a few drops in the shimmering sugar, and it kind of made it a very light orange color. So I'm going to be adding that shimmering sugar on top of each cupcake, just a little bit, like a little dusting, and maybe put a couple of pecans, chopped pecans, just in the middle so people know it has nuts. Okay, so we are going to start. Now I'm going to get my butter, and what I like to do with my butter is I like to just chop up my butter into little cubes like this. You need a big bowl, of course, and you can see that my butter is nice and soft, which is what you want. And then we're going to get our cream cheese, and we're going to kind of do the same thing with our cream cheese. Just cut little blocks. And we're going to mix these two first with a handheld mixer. Okay, very nice. Excellent. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to incorporate the powdered sugar. Remember, the powdered sugar is around 4 cups or so. I like to add just a little bit at a time. I'm also going to be adding just a drop of milk. Just a drop. Now I'm going to add my 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. I love the way vanilla smells. Smells so good. Gonna add some more powdered sugar. And now I'm gonna add my my half teaspoon of salt. And some more powdered sugar. Let's do the rest of it. Now you always want to taste it. Yum. Excellent. I'm going to mix it just a little bit more. That is very well mixed, and that's what you want. And look at that consistency. That is exactly what you want. It's definitely spreadable, and it's not too liquidy. It's not too thick. It is just the right amount. All right, perfect. Excellent. We are going to let our cupcakes cool completely, and then we're going to start to frost our cupcakes and decorate them. Stay tuned. Okay, so we're back, and our cupcakes have cooled completely, and we are ready to frost it. Now, I have a piping bag here. I'm not going to add any specific tip or anything. I don't think we really need it for this. So I'm going to fill the bag. Now, notice when you have one of these bags, by the way, they're plastic, so, they're disposable. And what you're going to do is just fold it to where, and don't cut the tip yet. You don't want to cut the tip yet until you put the ice or the frosting in there. So we're just going to get a good amount. Nice. And then we're just going to lift the bag. And we want to squeeze it down, but not all the way because we still got to cut it. Okay, very nice. So what we're going to do now is we're going to cut the tip, and I'm going to do not a real large tip, but a nice size. And then we're just going to frost it. So let me show you how I'm going to do it. I am going to do it on my cooling rack here, and it's very easy. I'm just going to start in the middle and swirl around just like that. See how easy that was? So we're going to start in the middle and swirl around just like that. Start in the middle and swirl around. All right, so I'm going to continue frosting my cupcakes, and then we'll decorate them with some shimmering sugar. Okay, so they look great. So now I'm just going to get my shimmering sugar and just slightly, just a little bit, dust them with some of that orange shimmering sugar. They look so pretty. All right, now we're going to put our little nuts. Just a few, just a little bit in the middle would be nice. They look so great. I'm gonna put them on my cupcake stand and then we'll have a taste test. Stay tuned. Okay, so we're gonna have a taste test. Yum! They look so good. I don't know which one I'll have. I think I'll have this one. Okay. So delicious. Fantastic. You're gonna love it. I hope you try this recipe. Thank you so much for joining us today on Happy Healthy Living with Yvonne Douglas. Remember, if you want that homey vibe, you need to subscribe and please give this video a like. Until next time, my friends, happy healthy living and happy baking. Bye-bye.